All right, go ahead and draw the questions. Write down the question, the topic, angles in parallel lines. The angles in parallel lines, that's what we're doing today. Go ahead and write down all right, so go ahead and write the questions down. Please ensure that you draw these lines using ruler, no freehand drawing. And I need proof of work at the end of lesson. So we're going to draw these first, and then we're going to go through.
Good morning, Miss.
Good morning.
Yes, Miss. Miss, I got a response from the teacher, Miss, and the teacher said that I must put in the calculation.
Or which one? Which part?
You
For the
didn't say,
probability? Well, maybe it's a
Miss, you
probability,
didn't
but
say.
yeah, remember, we talk off here, Marlon, because you're live on YouTube.
All right.
All right, so I'm going to scroll down, let you write the other questions. Please leave space for working. Are we through writing?
Yes, miss.
All right, so scrolling down to the last bit. So I want you to take off this one. And then we'll get started. So please ensure that you leave space. All right, leave space while you're working. This you don't need to leave much space. It's just that you're asking which angle is corresponding to C, which is alternate to D. So you don't need to leave much space for that, okay? All right, so the first one that we want to look at is, I'm just going to share whiteboard. We're going to look at the concept first, and then we move from looking at the concept to working out those questions. All right, so that's two lines I have there overlapping each other, right? So I draw one line first, then I draw the other line. So we have two lines overlapping each other. Peter?
Yes, miss.
Good. Gabby?
Yes, miss.
Good. Marlon?
Yes, miss.
Damara?
Yes, miss.
All right, good. So we have two lines overlapping each other. And in the two lines overlapping each other, we're going to point out some key things, right? So let's look at this first angle here. This angle and this angle. Those two angles that sit right across from each other when you have an overlap like this. They are called, anyone know what they're called?
Miss, I know that they are equal to each other.
Ah, beautiful. All right, so at least you know that they're equal to each other. That's good. All right. What else do you know?
Miss.
Miss, is it called X angles?
Not X angles.
Miss, are they corresponding angles?
Not
Yeah.
corresponding angles. All right. So keep on brainstorming, man. Keep on digging to see what you remember. So one good thing though, so far is that they're vertically opposite. So one thing that you said before though, Marlon, is that they are equal. But I love the fact that you keep brainstorming, keep digging back to your memory to see what you know. All right. So this angle that I've highlighted here, A, I'm just going to call it A. And here, say I label these A, B, C, D, right? So A and C are vertically opposite angles, right? And we're going to put down what we know about vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite. Which other two is vertically opposite?
C and C.
B and C. B and C are vertically opposite. I think I should put that V in capital letter. Yep. Yep. The vertically opposite angles. And this is us identifying what the vertically opposite angles are here in this question. All right. So now we're going to say what vertically opposite angles are. So vertically opposite angles. What do we know about them? Are what?
Are equal to each other.
Are equal. Beautiful. All right. So vertically opposite angles are equal.
Miss BLT.
Oh, thank you, honey. B and T. Thank you, my darling. B and T. Thank you. So vertically opposite angles are equal. So we know that much. All right. So they are equal. All right. The next thing, opposite spells with. Okay. All right. So the next thing now is that I'm going to put in a value for A. So say, for instance, I go up here and I put the value for A to be so I go here and I put the value for A to be 120 degrees, right? And if I say B is 120, right? What's the value of, not B, A is 120. What's the value of C? If I say A is 120, right? So now we're going to practice in answering these questions. So they'll ask you to find the value of C, right? And when you're finding the value of C, where is that now? Text. So when you're finding the value of C, I'm going to use green to do that solution. So when you're finding the value of C, you're going to write C equals 120 degrees. 120. Okay, I'm not seeing a degree symbol. I'm going to use the word degrees because I'm not seeing the degree symbol. Let me see if it's here, if they have any symbols here that I can use. All right, so I'm going to put the word degrees since I'm not seeing the symbols, but you should use the symbols. So you're at 120 degrees, so C equal 120 degrees. And we're going to put the reason now, right? So you always write down your reason. Reason is 1 mark. Always write down your reason. Why is it 120 degrees?
Because it is vertically opposite.
It's vertically opposite to which angle?
A.
To A.
A.
All right, right. And you can say to use the angle symbol. So this is the angle symbol to angle A. So you use the angle symbol, all right? So that's little symbol there to say angle A. All right. Everyone good so far?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
All right, good. So that's angle A. That's first part there. All right, so we're gonna go with another part now. So we're looking at this, we're exploring it. The next thing that I want to look at, we're gonna come back to this. We're gonna explore something else and then come back to this. So the next thing that I want us to look at is angles on a straight line. So I'm gonna explore, we're gonna go to a new page. We're gonna explore that bit more, and then we're gonna come right back to it. All right, so we're doing angles on a straight line. And all right, good. So angles on a straight line, and I want you to know this by heart now. You understand? So go ahead now and write down. Leave a little bit of space for the one that we just did. By the way, let me go back just in case you didn't get everything there. So let me go back there. Did everyone get to copy everything here?
Where, miss?
On this page.
Yes, miss.
All right, so that's Peter. What about everyone else?
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
Good, so that's Marlon. What about everyone else?
Yes, miss.
Okay. All right, what about everyone else? So that's 3 persons so far. All right. All right, so we're gonna move on. All right. So here, go ahead and write angles on a straight line. All right. Angles on a straight line. Angles on a straight line. And this, I want you to know. Anyone know what angles on a straight line adds up to?
180, miss.
Okay.
All right, so angles on a straight line adds up to 180 degrees. But we're gonna add something to that definition shortly. All right, so we're gonna add something to that definition. So yes, that definition is partly there, but we're gonna add something to that definition. And after this, you're no longer gonna say it just like that, but you're gonna always add another information to it. So here we have 2 straight lines, all right? And let me see if I can change the color for them. Here's blue. No, not change it. All right, good. So we have 2 straight lines. And what we're going to do now is that we're going to explore the definition that you just gave me. All right, this angle here, and we have this one here. This angle here looks like what type of angle? Anyone remember the different type of angles that you have? Just like you have different type of triangles. Obtuse, right, beautiful. It looks like an obtuse. Right, so tell me about an obtuse angle.
The obtuse angle measures 180 degrees.
Yeah, go again.
It's an obtuse angle measures 180 degrees.
Well, 160, miss.
It's up. I'm going to measure 180.
Please go and research it right now. Go to Google. Go to Google for me. Go to Google.
What's 90 degrees, miss?
Marlon, please don't let me sonta. Get shot of breath. Get heart attack today. Please go over to Google for me. Go ask Google what it is.
Missy says,
Is it
angle that measures 90 degrees.
That measures what, Marlon?
Less than 90 degrees.
Obtuse?
Less than 180 and greater than
Yeah,
90.
acute. I thought you said acute, miss.
All right, so let's write those information down. So we're going to another page. All right, and this is it. There's no way for me to build and teach you what I can teach you now if you don't know the prior skill, right? So acute, did I spell that wrong? C-U-T-E, right, it's right now. So acute angle. All right, so acute angle measures what?
Less than 90 degrees.
Less than 90 degrees. All right. I don't see the degree symbol. Use the symbol in your book, but I'm using the word. All right, so measures less than 90 degrees. All right, the next one, obtuse angle.
It's greater than 90, but less than 180.
Greater than 90. All of this should be in our books now. Want it in your head after. Greater than 90 degrees. 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. Degrees. All right, so greater than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. Good. All right, please use the degree symbol. I'm not seeing the symbol coming up on mine, so I'm just using the word. All right, what about the next one now? Tell me another angle.
Reflex angle.
Reflex angle. And what do you know about reflex angle?
A reflex angle is an angle which has more than 180 degrees and less than 360 degrees.
Okay, so it has more than 180.
Missy, Anna in order, miss.
Go again?
Missy not going in order. I'll just say any.
Okay, what would we put before reflex? Tell me what would come before reflex then?
Straight angle.
Straight angle, good.
Yes.
Thank you. Straight angle.
It measures 180 degrees.
Measures 180 degrees. Beautiful.
Make some nice. And then reflex comes after.
Hold on. Let's go back with this one. Straight angle.
And Miss Google not help me this time. These are ones that I'm just confused, obtuse on this sometimes.
Google not helping you this time.
Yes. Yes. This I'm an independent man, miss.
You're an independent what?
I'm an independent man, miss. A pro.
You're an independent man.
Yes, miss. Even me get the hand. Yes.
Okay, independent man. Give me the next one that comes after.
Reflex angle, yes.
Reflex angle.
Greater than 180, less than 360.
Greater than 180.
Less than 360, which is technically 240 degrees if you ask.
Go again.
It's greater than 180, but less than 360.
And what did you say after that?
If you're going to ask me what is the angle in between 180 and 360, is technically 240.
It's technically what?
240.
240. How you get 240? It'll be 240. Do something, but not 240. All right, so
So
let's write
the
those down.
and Mister and
Yeah,
the
go on.
last one
Mm-hmm.
is a complete angle.
Ah,
Complete angle.
complete angle. Is there another word for a complete angle?
Um,
We call it angle at a point. You
full
generally hear your teacher mention it as angle at a point. I'll put in bracket what you just said, a complete angle. And what does that
full
measure?
360.
360 degrees. So
What
that's
do
when
you
you make one entire spin. All right. But we refer to it in CSEC, in Jamaica, in schools, angles at a point. All right, angle at a point. An angle at a point adds up to 360 degrees. All right.
Yes, miss.
That is when you make one complete turn. You don't stop, one complete turn. All right.
Miss, so it is you say one complete turn.
Yes, so it's like you on your bicycle, right? And you make the bicycle wheel make one revolution. Or you stand and you just spin one spin. You didn't stop, you just spin right around. You get what I'm saying? Like when you're spinning, sometimes you spin and stop, but that's at this particular time, you just make one particular spin, right?
like
So it's
wheels on the
one
bus?
entire turn.
Like wheels on the bus.
Yes. So wheels on the bus, it just go around. So the first time it goes around and stop, that's 360. If it goes around and stop again, how much is that? Haha. What if it goes
720.
around 2 times? How much?
720.
720. Good. And what if it goes around 1.5 times?
540.
540. So that's
Yes, miss.
2. So that's
Yes.
yeah, 540 is correct. And what if it goes around half time?
180.
You see how the straight angle comes in now?
Yes, miss.
And what if it goes around quarter time?
90.
90. So let's put a circle here and it gives you a better idea of what's happening. So when you go around in this full circle, that's 180. But if you were, say, for instance, now, like Peter, that likes to do the work and part way and stop. Halfway.
Mister, do not do party and stuff. Mister
Right?
is not
So like Peter started here. Peter said that is not him. All right, so we're just using Peter for reference. Peter said that is not him. Hold on. All right, so we're here, and say for instance you would have went around, but because this is a straight line, it's not showing us going right around. Oh yeah, this works. All right, so go around. If you go right around and you come back, go right around and come right back to where you started here, that's 360. But if going around, you stop right here, that's how much? 180. All right, and if say for instance you stop right here, you need to go around, how much is that? Oh, hold on. I think I should have put the point. All right, so let's backtrack a bit with the idea because I put the point on the end when I should have put it in the middle. That makes perfectly more sense. All right, so let's backtrack now. So I'm clearing it so that the picture comes back fresh in your mind. So we have the circle, right? And let's see if we can get a blue circle now.
Mister, like, oh, nobody never realized that right angle is a part of the reason. It's like everybody just abandon the right angle.
The right angle?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
And
after
nobody,
acute angle. Yeah.
yes, and nobody never sees this.
Don't worry, Peter, you never see it either. So stop bashing people there.
No, miss me now. What all that miss?
You did not see it. To stop bashing classmates then.
Miss, I wasn't, miss. I was just
You was just highlighting all of us flaws, right?
Technically.
All right. All right, Peter. So say, for instance, you start, right? And you always need a starting point. So you start there. So there is where you start, right? If you start, you know, when you start, you move from being, oops, let's use another color now. If you move from being right there to here, what angle is that? What type of angle? You don't have to give me the value, but what type of angle?
Come class, miss, come.
Hmm?
Come class, miss, come here.
Miss, acute.
Acute, good. And if you move down to here, what does it look like?
Obtuse.
I think,
No.
Peter, this is the time where you need to come in now, because you're the one that realized that we need to have that angle.
The right angle.
The right angle. Thank you, Damara. All right, so the right angle. Yes, Peter?
Nothing, miss, just something just crossed my mind, but never.
All right, so the right angle, right? And if we move here, what type of angle does that look like?
Marlon answer.
Obtuse angle.
Obtuse, all right? So it's like we're falling in between. If we move right here, what does that look like?
A straight angle.
Straight angle. All right, so I'm gonna stop a bit with that. I'm gonna just put on some numbers now, so you can have a clear idea of what's happening. I'm gonna put on some numbers so that you can make more sense of what's happening. All right. So here we go now. We are going to put in some values here. So where are you starting? How much degrees do you think that would be? Your starting point would be how much degrees? We're starting.
Computing, now say the class.
We're starting. How much degrees would it be? So Marlon, you over there telling everybody to come and you're not coming with no answer? Hmm? We're starting. How much degrees would that be?
Mrs. So me and Marlon boy sound alike.
You stay there, set up Marlon. Every time you speak, your name come up. So stay there, set up Marlon. We're starting. How much degrees is that?
No, 0, miss.
0. All right, 0. So your starting point is 0, man. All right. So where we start at 0. And many of us in life, we started off with nothing. We start at 0. All right. So over on this side now, let's see if we can put another one here. Here at this mark, how much you think we're going clockwise? How much you think this would be? And pay attention to these words, you know, because you're gonna need them again. So we're going clockwise. Clockwise, going well like how the clock goes. And if it's not clockwise, when we go the opposite way, what do we call that?
Anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise. All right, good. So pay attention to those words because you're gonna need them shortly in coming lessons. All right, so here would be what?
90.
90, all right, good. Not accurate, you know. We're just making some estimations, but 90 should be somewhere around there. Here would be what?
180.
180.
Yes.
Here would be
180
here would
plus
be
90. 170. Oh, no, 270.
270. Beautiful.
Yes.
All right. You're here with cheerleader Marlon over there and Peter over there. I mean, not giving any answer now. At least a cheering on your class.
Same answer for the class already. Same not answering, miss.
When
So when
did
I
he
finish
say that?
study,
Oh, he did. Okay, Marlon. Okay, Peter. All right, so Yes, yes, I realize, Peter.
Yes.
Okay, Peter. All right, so let's see if we move on this hand again now, right? So we move it, we hit there, that's 90. Coming around now, the moment I pass 180, what angle am I looking at going through these lines now? The moment I pass 180, what angle am I looking at? Oh, hold on, before I do that, let me see if I put in, hold on. Let me see if I put in some little lines there. All right, good. So the moment I pass 180, there, what type of angle am I looking at?
Reflex. Let's reflect on
What is it? So anywhere after 180 coming around, what am I looking at?
reflex, miss. Yeah.
Reflex angle, good. So coming around, and I know that I'm looking at reflex angles. All right. So it's greater than 180, but less than
360.
360. So that means when I hit right here, where 0 is, as long as I go around and I come back to my starting point, how much degrees have I covered?
360.
360.
Right, so 0 and 360 degrees is at the same point. All right, so 0 and 360 degrees is at the same point. 0 and 360 degrees is at the same point. So you start at 0, the minute you go around, you come back at 360. You go around again, that's twice going around the track. How much degrees have you covered?
You said 2 times. You went goes around 2 times. That's what I said.
Yeah.
720. 750.
720. All right. So this sounds, everyone should have fired at this now because Marlon answered this earlier to say that it was 720. Good. So we're gonna go back to our graph, our straight line here. I'm gonna try and clear up straight lines, go back to the one before and see if I can finish that and work at least one question in the next half an hour. All right. So I'm really robbing you a lot of time, but please forgive me. All right. So angles on a straight line. The first thing that I want you to think about now is the different type of angles. So when you look at this angle, and we remember the angles on a straight line, we know part of the definition. It adds up to how much degrees?
180.
180 degrees. So we don't know all of the definition as yet, because there's something more that we need to add to that definition. So we know part of the definition. So we know that it adds up to 180 degrees. So here we are now, from here to here, right? And we're looking at this little part here. And what type of angles do we think we have here? What does it look like? Which of the angles?
Where are you talking?
Oh, hold on. Let me highlight that story. Right, this one.
That's
Yeah.
that's obtuse.
All right, so we see an obtuse angle. All right, so obtuse angle, we know that it's greater than 90, but less than 180, right? All right, so if it's a case where it's an obtuse angle, how much obtuse angle do you think we can have on a straight line?
How many? 2.
2. So you're saying that we can have 2 angles that is greater than 90?
So I have.
And they're going to add up to be less than 180?
Wait, okay, one.
One.
Miss.
Only one, right? Only one obtuse angle you can have on a straight line. Bear in mind, you can have 3 acute angles, you understand? Or you can have one one acute angle, one acute or two acute and one obtuse, like we have it over here. But when it comes on to the obtuse, based on what we know about obtuse angle, right? We can only have one obtuse angle on a straight line. All right, so bear that information in mind because it's going to be crucial when we come over to the question here. So bear that bit of information in mind. All right, so let me take this off. Good. So let's say, for instance, that this is 138 degrees. So I'm not using the numbers that you're accustomed to. We're trying to use some other numbers so that your brain can do a little extra work. So we're not using 120, we're not using 150, we're not using 100. We're using numbers that you're going to actually need to give a little bit of calculation to. All right, so 138 degrees. Say that was it. What would be the angle here? So this is A. What's angle B?
42.
So B equals 42 degrees, beautiful. And what's our reason behind that? We need to put in a reason every time we write down the value of an angle.
Because angle on a straight line
line.
make 180, so
So
120.
angles on a straight line.
Which
And we're going
just
to use the
180.
angle symbol, angle.
Equal 180.
Angle on straight line. I use adds up. Adds up to 180 degrees. And let me see if I can write in my degree symbol. Right, beautiful. So it adds up to 180 degrees. So we know that. So we're going to come over here now. And just by question, just by chance, if, say for instance, Miss Hunter was just curious a bit and decided to put another angle here, what would be this angle here? C. What would be angle C equal to?
180.
The 180 means
Beautiful. Yes, beautiful. 180 degrees, right? So again, now we use our same, we must put our reason, angle on a straight line. All right. So again, now we put our reason. Okay, because I have it here, I think you can copy it. No, can't copy it. All right, so the reason that we have here, let's see if I can duplicate. All right, I can copy, so let me just write it in so that everyone remember to write in their reason, all right? So angle angle on straight line adds up to 180 degrees. All right, so let's put in our degree symbol. So angle on straight line adds up to 180 degrees. All right, beautiful. We're coming over here now. I want to come over here. I want you to analyze what's happening. All right, so I'm going to label them. This is A. I'm gonna label them so you can refer to them. A, B, this is C, D, and this is E. Good. So now I want you to tell me what's the value of angle A, B, C, D, E. Some of them, the values are there already, but others where the values aren't, I want you to tell me what the values are. Let me just write in the 100 a little better.
No.
And you can tell me when you're ready.
I
Whenever you're ready.
Angle C is 47 degrees.
47 degrees. So angle C. Hold on, Marlon. Let me just erase this, honey. And let's see if we use another color to write in our answers. And how about blue? So angle C is,
D is
how much you said it is? 40 how much?
47 degrees.
47 degrees.
And D is
D122.
122 degrees.
Yeah.
Yes, miss.
Does everyone agrees with this? Does everyone agree with this?
Miss, I agree.
Marlon agree with his own answer. Anyone else?
Miss, I
Yes,
agree.
miss. Yes, miss, I
Agree.
agree.
But they said angles on a straight line adds up to 180 degrees.
Yes, miss.
But
But what, miss? You're just filling
so
in
how
the
is it?
missing line.
Yeah, but how is it all of these angles are on the straight line? All of these in the, so all of them are supposed to add up to 180 degrees.
You have two different type of angle.
Like that look like a twin one thing. So same thing, miss.
So are you saying that, yeah, it looked like a twin one? So that no means that even more means that they add up to 180 degrees.
No, miss.
Why not?
All angle on a straight line measure 180 degrees.
Yes, but I see, so that's why I say, I see 33 degrees. So I'm going to say 33 plus 100 plus 58. How much degrees are gone so far? How much degrees are gone so far? When I add all of those.
Yes.
When I add 33 plus 100 plus 58, how much degrees are gone so far?
Miss 191.
Yes, but they said it's 180 degrees on a straight line. So is that even possible?
No.
All right. So your answers are correct, you know. That's why we need to add a little bit more on your definition. Your answers are correct, but you just need a little bit more to make it perfect, right? And the little bit more that your answer need now, your definition need. So let's put in our definition now. Angles on a straight line. Line at a point. So let me put a point now in bold. At a point adds up to 180 degrees. So it's not, so this is a popular misconception, right? All right, so this is a popular misconception. So I need you to know when you give me your answer, right? Remember, I tell you I want you to be confident in your answer. right? The only way you can be certainly confident, because just now when I asked those questions, did anyone start to think that they might be, the answers that you gave me might be incorrect?
No,
No,
me
miss.
man just
No,
me just
miss.
no me just act for ways me just say yeah, okay, go on.
Okay, but I've seen this where persons made these mistakes, right? So we're trying to make sure that you don't make this mistake, right? And if anyone have this misconception, we're trying to make sure that you clear this misconception up. So angles on a straight line at a point adds up to 180 degrees. How many points do we have here, highlighted here on the straight line? We have 1 point here, and we have another
2
point
points.
here.
3
2 points. All right? No man, 2 points. So the angles are coming from 2 points. So here, this line is coming from this point. That line is coming from this point.
That's
So
why
it's
miss
split.
and you say it's coming like 2 in 1.
Yes, I understand what you said, right? But persons would have interpreted as the 2 in 1 to be that, oh, these two come together to be 180. All right? But you said you did well. You both did well. And I love the fact that you were confident in your answers. So even when Miss Hunter was over here talking garbage, you kept your answers, right? Even though Miss Hunter is the teacher, you kept your answer. But I want you to not just keep your answer, but know why your answer is correct, all right? So angles at a point, angles on a straight line at a point adds up to 180 degrees. So how we get a line is formed by points. So it's those points connecting to points, connecting to points, connecting to points, connecting to points, and that's how you get a line. So you have so many points on a line, right? But oftentimes a question would come with just them having the angles coming from 1 point. Everybody get that?
Yes, miss.
Like you see where your journey in life, you ever hear the statement that says, the journey begins with a single step?
Yes, miss.
Good. And that's what make your life what it is. So it's just those little steps. So that's the line, right? And that's what will be Marlon line. Those little steps that he keep on doing, that's what will be your line, Peter and Simone. Simone, you're the one answering, right?
Yes,
Let
miss.
Miss
All right,
Richards,
good.
my
So that
lines.
would be your little steps, Tamara. That would be your life. The little steps that you keep taking, and that portrays into a line. And that line, sometime I go uphill, and you're like, Ray, and it goes downhill, worse than you where you started, and then comes back up, and it goes down, and then it just shoots up, and then it shoots down. It's like the market, the stock markets and the exchange markets. It's like that, right? So this is it. It's little steps, that's little dots, points that makes a line. So on the straight line, there are little points. So it's those little points that make that straight line. And on that straight line, they can select 1 point to protract the angles from, or 2 points or 3 points or whatever. But just know that at any given point that they select, those angles adds up to 180. And if they go find another point, those angle at that point adds up to 180 degrees. So let me give you a question. Let me just give you a question. And let's see you do this one. And then we go back to our first page. All right, so all right, Marlon, I'm giving you annotation. Well, I'm giving annotation permission, enable others to annotate. All right, so Marlon, you're gonna write. All right, good. So you have the permission to annotate. You're gonna write Marlon and Simone, Peter, Damara. Who's the other person here? Gabby? So Marlon is going to write, and then you're going to all work together to find the solution. All right? It's not one-man work. It's all of you coming together. And just like Peter said, he sometimes don't know the correct answer, but he's going to try regardless. I just want you to take that approach to everything. All right? Please draw the question. Please draw the diagram, write the question. To find the value of angle X.
$122, miss.
Okay, so got 122. Please show working on screen, Marlon. So go ahead. Show working, right definition. So somebody say 122. Do you agree with that? Does everyone agree with that? Use the angle symbol, rub that out for me. You're gonna write X equal first, X equal. Other way around. I'll just turn the sign around. Angle on L. Straight line. Adds up. Okay. Okay, measures 180 degrees. That's fine. Measures, no, you can use measures 180 degrees. Okay, good. Thank you, Marlon. So we're gonna go back to we have 3 minutes. And let's see if we go back to this question now. What's the value of B here? What's the value of B here? Marlon, you still have annotation for the ability to annotate. So you're gonna anytime you figure out the answer or anyone give the answer, you write that down for me.
There's no value there. Oh. Mr. Say like we have vertically opposite angles, miss. Mr. know one more other angle.
That's the other angle.
Miss they call it Z angles.
Z angles. All right, we still come to Z angles, man. And that's a beautiful one. So, and there's another word for Z angles. But let's look at this one. What's the value of B?
of B.
Mm-hmm.
Miss, where's B? I only see O and none.
B over here.
Oh,
So that's the one everyone should be figuring out.
Miss, B is equal to D.
Yeah, B is equal to D. So we need to figure out B. We know that this one is 120 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
We need to figure out B and we need to figure out D.
So Miss, B would that be 60 degrees, D would that be 60.
Beautiful. Now you're going to give me the
Yes, ma'am.
reason. 60 degrees. Beautiful. And why is it 60 degrees?
Because
Measure to 360.
the circle measure 360, Miss.
Second measure is 360.
Yes, Miss.
Want
And
a
so,
simpler answer than that, man.
huh?
Okay, go ahead. I see where you're getting now. I see where you're getting. Okay, go ahead.
And so if you find two our opposite you call them, right, Miss? If two opposite measure the same, the other must be the same as well. But I get that now, Miss. Me add up the 120 plus the 120, get the answer, minus it from the 360. So whatever left Miss, that are the answer for make it 360, the whole thing 360, Miss.
You add up
Miss,
the
is this
120 plus
angle
120.
angle?
Yeah.
You add
get
up the
240.
120 plus, you get 240.
Yes, Miss.
Miss, that's it.
So I said 360 minus 240, give you 120, Miss.
You get 120.
Split that in
Divide by 2.
split that in half, Miss. One side would have measure 60 and the other 60, Miss.
Okay, all right, that's
Probably there's a
beautiful.
simpler way to do it, but Miss, that's how my little brain tell me, Miss. So
All right, so I want you to come over here and look at this one over here that I have in the red, highlighting it here now. What do you notice about this? What's the value of X?
Right, 2. Miss, calculating I got 51.01 degrees for X.
Okay, how is it supposed to be 0.01? It's 51 point
0.1.
51.1 degrees. Right now, 0.1, but 0.1, because that's 9. All right, so it's 51.1. Do you realize what's the reason for getting 51.1?
Subtracting
Because it's like
What's the reason?
it's more than like a number, something. So you have decimal in coming place, so you have to.
But when I say reason, is it a vertically opposite angle? It's corresponding angle. What type of angle is it?
Vertically opposite?
Yes, no, that's a vertically opposite.
Mr. Straight angle.
Yes. So angles on a straight line. So that's saying that to say no. Take this. Hold on. Take this that we have here. It won't fit on it perfectly. We'll kind of bring it over here a bit. We can't really turn it. But do you realize that it's almost in the same position?
Yes, Miss.
Good.
Miss.
So even though it is on there, we still have an angle on a straight line happening.
Come here, plug on the eye.
Everyone see that?
Yes, miss.
Good. So when you come to this part too, the 120 and D, what's the value of D? What we can use to find the value of D?
D.
Looking at D here.
We can just use vertically opposite vertical angle.
We can use vertically opposite angles, but outside of using vertically opposite angles, because I want you to have more than one ways of finding your angles. Outside of using vertically opposite angles, what else can I use?
Circle something. 360.
Look at this. We don't have to, we don't need to use the 360. These two angles are on what?
Oh,
Miss
on a straight line.
Circle?
Miss, that's on a straight line, miss. So,
Yes, they are on a straight line. Like if I was supposed to take away this, hold on.
Miss, I leave it now here.
All right, my darling, bye-bye. I'm about to finish though, so you can get to school. If I was
excuse
supposed to
me.
take away this, say I took away everything there, you realize that it's just angle on a straight line?
Yes, miss.
Right. So I want you to be able to see it in different ways. Yes, Marlon, time to go to school, right?
Miss, yes, when I minus 128.99 by 180, miss, I got 51.01, miss.
Can be 51.01. It's not because it has to be 51.1 because 51.01, what happened to the other 0.09? Look at this, Merlin. 51.01 plus 128. I see what you did. You did not put in the right thing in the calculator. So garbage in the calculator equals garbage out. That's what my teacher used to tell us in high school. Garbage in equals garbage out.
Wow.
All right. So this is, I bet you put this in the calculator, did you?
Miss?
What did you put it like this in the calculator?
No,
How did you
miss.
put, okay. All right, so let's look at this now.
Listen,
So 128, if it's 51.01 plus 9, we're going to add this. Let's add this together and see what we get. 0 plus 1 is?
1.
9 plus 0 is?
Wait, is that 90, miss, or 99?
Oh, you checked
0.09.
that as 99. No, it's 128.9 degrees. That symbol is degrees.
I
Yeah,
thought it was
that's how you
99.
made the mistake. Okay. All right, that's how you made the mistake. All right, Marlon. And thank you for doubling back to check to see what really happened. All right, so we're gonna leave it here for today. All right, and I hope. All right, so let's just look back at this last part just a bit. Here, you see how this is actually angle on a straight line. Everybody see that? So even when it is as complicated as this, even when it looks, let's just backtrack a bit. Even when it looks as complicated as this, see I'm putting in back those, it is still angle on a straight line. The principle is still there, right? Tell me another two angles that is what we can use the principle of angle on a straight line to solve. Give me another two from this one.
Which one, miss?
From this one. Give me another two. Which other two angles would be angles on a straight line?
Miss, the A and D. A and
A and D.
B.
You give me A and D, A and B.
A and
Give me
B.
another two.
D and C.
D and C. Give me another two.
B and C.
B and C. All right. Using the principle of angle on a straight line, what's the value of N here?
Of what, miss? N?
N, over here now.
What is N? That's on a straight line. 4, no, 58.
Uh,
58, miss.
You're actually on a straight line. Are you see that?
Yes, miss.
All right, what's the value of M?
122.
122. What's the value of O?
58.
58 degrees. Which aspect did you use to get the 58 for O? Vertically opposite or angles on a straight line?
Straight line, miss.
Straight line. And we could have used
Well,
vertically opposite
yeah.
as well,
Wait,
right?
for miss, when you ask me, I'll use vertical.
Oh, vertically opposite. All right, good. All right, so we can use any of those. All right, so that brings us to the end of our lesson today. It was indeed a beautiful lesson. We do have the other questions to go back to, what we're in. We will do these, right? But the skill needs to be taught before we can actually move on to doing these questions. With what was taught today, I believe that you can do question D. So you have the question in your book already. Go ahead and do question D for me. With the skill that was taught, you can do question D. Do question D for me. And just the X part. And yes, just X you can find with what was taught today. So go ahead and do question D. You can also do question C. You can find the X at question C with the skill that was taught today as well. So question D and question C, I need to see those by later today. And scrolling down to this one now, with the skill that was taught, you can do question D, question G, question D. So let me highlight those. Question D, question G, question J. You can do all of those with the skill that was taught today. All right. So highlight those questions. And have yourself a beautiful day. Yes, Peter, have faith in your answer. Okay. All right, so have yourself a wonderful day. Be amazing in class today. With whatever you do, be amazing at it. God bless you all.
Same to you, miss.